Howdy. This is my first video ever on YouTube, and it's October 28th, 2025. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Larry Sequeira, and the topic I'll be sharing is my first Reiki healing session and what that experience was for me and how it affected me for the better. So, about 5 years ago or so, I started this craving or looking into Reiki specifically. And it was just a calling, a little bit of intuition. And I had watched a lot of people talk about Reiki masters and healing that and how it can help. And finally, almost a year later, I finally decided to pick up the phone, not knowing if there was anybody in my local area. I'm in Fresno, California, in the Central Valley. And lo and behold, about the third search down, there was a gal local here in town. Went to her website, looked around. She did offer Reiki healing, and I was a little hesitant. Well, still second guessing myself that that's what I needed, um, especially as my first step. And I ended up calling her. She had her phone number posted, so I gave her a call, left a message. Went about my business around the house, and she called me back about 20 minutes later. So we chatted for about 10, 15 minutes, and she did agree, yes, she thought with the services she had to offer that Reiki would probably be the best for me. So got that scheduled a week or two after uh, for the visit. Got there. Now, I did not have any specific like needs other than just healing, whatever needed to be done for my spirit, my soul, whatever that was. I, I didn't want to, I want to stop this or I want to fix that. Nothing other than just healing and whatever um, my spirit felt I needed at that time. So, got in her room. It's quite comfortable, very pleasant, very peaceful. Got on the like a massage table that was super comfortable. Almost felt just you just wanted to fall asleep as soon as you laid down. Um, and um, she started cleansing the room, cleansing me. Used a couple crystals, maybe a sound bowl, possibly. I can't remember exactly, but more than likely she probably used a sound bowl. And she started uh, connecting with me. Um, I had my eyes closed most of the time, completely conscious. None of that. Yeah, I wasn't, put under or anything like that. You know exactly what's going on. You're conscious and aware the whole time. And she started connecting with my body, holding her hands over mine, going over all the chakras, going over all my limbs, and ended up stopping at one time at my foot. I forget which one of my feet. And she asked me if I've had any injuries or anything, in the past to my feet. And well, I've had plantar fasciitis for many years, like more than a decade probably at that time, around 2021 or so, when when I had the session. And it had been, daily pain, working through it. Just going through the motions, living life, working through the pain. And she said, "Okay, I'll focus on that and, give it some extra attention." And she kept going along, and she stopped at I think it was my left elbow, and she's like, "Hey, I'm picking up blockage here. What's any issues here with your elbow?" I'm like, "Wow." Um, I've had elbow pain, kind of carpal tunnel a little bit, um, and but mainly for the about 2 months or so, she had, or I'm sorry, 2 months or so, I had pain in my left elbow. That was just off and on, and I'm like, wow, picking up on that too. And granted, we did not discuss anything about, hey, what are your issues? What do you want me to work on? I just left it wide open. No specific details other than healing. So she focused on that. And again, went up and down my chakras a few times and focused on my foot, my left elbow. And then, she focused quite a bit around my thyroid, my throat chakra, my third eye, and kind of between my ears. And in these spots specifically, the heat from her palms really intensified in my throat area, my third eye, and when she held her hands between my ears. Um, that was never experienced anything like that, but I had had throat issues and thyroid stuff since I was little. Nothing major. Just maybe it's a Libra thing, throat, kidneys, whatever. And she focused on those areas, focused on my crown quite a bit, got that flowing all the way out, and it was just an amazing, peaceful experience for me. It was the first time I've ever had anything like that happen in my life, or an experience like that. And at the end of it, she says, "Okay, I'm going to bring you back. I'll put your soul back in, get you all settled in, and wiggle your toes, wiggle your hands, kind of move your body physically, and make sure we're all back in 100%, so to speak." So at the end of it, kind of got my composure, sat down in the room, and we kind of had a closing conversation about everything and what she felt, what I felt. Um, and she expressed to me that I had a lot to move or let go, um, energy blockages, and like I've been waiting for so long to do this, and I have, probably subconsciously my whole life, but really at that time, really heavily trying to figure out, you know, the answers that I've been asking since I was little about life and everything. And that was really the time that the door got cracked open for me was Reiki healing from the Reiki master here in town. And wow, it's been a phenomenal, phenomenal roller coaster ride ever since. Um, from that kicking off, um, San Pedro cactus ceremony. Yeah, San Pedro cactus ceremony. I did that with the same Reiki master. I also took Reiki 1 class, um, which was really kind of attuned me and really kind of got me kind of keyed into my meditation much better. Still a work in progress for me, but the and as well as Bufo and ayahuasca, and ayahuasca was something that I'd wanted to do way before I did any Reiki. That was kind of my first big interest in my spiritual awakening about 5 years ago was that, and I was fortunate enough to find somebody here, not far away, but I did Bufo and ayahuasca, which was mind blowing for me because I had already did Bufo before, as well as mushrooms, peyote ceremony. Um, but um, again, the Reiki healing that I got was really, really a beautiful stepping stone for me in my path. Um, so being peaceful, at the close of the, get back into the session, sorry, rambling, getting back into the closing of the session, the Reiki healing. At the end of it, when we closed and I was leaving, it was like I was floating. When I left her home, got to my car, I was just floating. It was so euphoric. Again, nothing I've ever experienced up until that time about 5 years ago was just such a euphoric feeling. It was, I guess, the most amazing buzz you could feel on alcohol or maybe shrooms. Maybe. I mean, it's probably that's probably barely scratching the surface. Uh, so when I got in my car, it was it was like I had to talk myself through. Okay, you got to start the car. Oh, okay, okay. Start the car. Put it in gear. Put your foot on the brake. Put it in gear, and it was a similar feeling to the time, like first few times I did yoga, and at the end of it, when I tried to get up, like I guess I got up too fast. I was falling sideways and stumbling sideways, kind of like my head, my brain was connected to my body physically, and things kind of got had to get realigned and kind of get back to normal uh, as much as possible after that session and following sessions I've or ceremonies I've been in. But wow, that euphoric feeling and utter peace and joy that I felt, it stayed with me the entire day, through the night. Even when I woke up, my perspective has, it changed since the previous day when I got the healing. And I've always had a glasses half full attitude in life. It's just been me. Maybe it's a Libra thing. I don't know. Probably is a balance. But the glasses half full feeling uh, is with me throughout the day so much more than any other time in my life. And it's continued to get better. Um, Looking for the positive things in life, in the day, in the moment, in the experience or the exchange, even if it's negative or, unnerving, difficult, and negative. Um, I'm able to step back and look at the experience as, what did I learn? Were they teaching me something? Was it something I needed to work on in that exchange? And whether it was a complete stranger or family, friends, coworkers, it really helped shape and get me to focus in on what's important and the to really start stepping down my spiritual path, my soul's path, and my purpose, which I'm still uncovering. Hoping this is part of it, sharing myself socially and my experiences along my own path to enlightenment, to an ascension, higher knowing. And I'm looking forward to sharing more videos like this, or just random things that strike me that might help others and along your path, or if you've had questions, uh, a lot like I do and I have had. Um, but the if you have concerns and you're starting to scratch the surface or don't know where to go, don't know who to talk to, not sure if that's what your your first step should be, there's probably no wrong ceremony, wrong session to go to or be part of if that's what you decide. But if you want to bounce things off me, if you want to ask questions, if you want to get my opinion, or if you just need help facilitating or looking for somebody in your area, if you're not in the Fresno, California area or Central Valley, um, if you're in California, I've kind of been, Mount Shasta down to San Luis Obispo, Morro Bay, Pismo area, as well as Sedona for my first Bufo ceremony, a private Bufo ceremony that I did there quite a few years ago. But if you have concerns or have questions, I'm here to help. I'm here to listen. I'm here to collaborate. And the answers are within you, not outside of you. Everything's in here. It's up to you. If you have the desire and you have the will to work through those experiences that you've had or the things that are blocking you, um, it's in your hands. You have to want, you have to really want it. So thank you for your time. I hope to be seeing more of you. And if you like this video, please subscribe. Please like the video. There will be more. Thank you.